Oh, it's special. It is special as well. I mean, beyond the boundary, just after the Chevrons have beaten Sri Lanka as well by 6 wickets with 3 balls to spare, they did it easily. Simply, they were simply special in Colombo as well. Yeah, welcome as well to the show Beyond the Boundary, our weekly cricket podcast. Yeah, it's Ashtik here with you, Don Makanyanga and Tawa Mutali. It's so special as well, guys. This is where we're going to start because we are on a high. The Chevrons 100% record. Perfect. Don't let's start there. I mean, it was so special in Sri Lanka to watch the Chevrons in action today.
Exactly, Ashi. Because if you had to look before this tournament, people were doubting the Chevrons, but always said...
Me too.
I think there was very few of us who believed in these Chevrons, and I'm happy with what they've done. I'm overexcited. I don't know. Maybe we should be popping some champagne in here.
Tawa, paint the picture for us here, because while we were here, came into studio, we were by the screen, we were glued to the screens. I think we took every single minute we had before we came through here. It was just special. Not just the win, the manner in which they beat Sri Lanka today.
Yeah, it was a statement win for the Chevrons. And as we always say, we win when we want.
Yeah.
And we fought when we want. And just looking at the performance by the boys today, it just says a lot about the Chevrons as a unit, as well as what cricket means to us as a nation. That statement win over Sri Lanka in their own background, in a stadium that was full to the rafters, just says a lot about Zimbabwe.
Oh, definitely. So, okay, we'll break it down for you as well, exactly what happened in Colombo. But this win gives us confidence. It's 100% record for Zimbabwe. Wins over Oman, Australia, now Sri Lanka. Guess where we're going? Super 8 stage. And there's an interesting stat, Don. All the unbeaten sides in one group. Yeah, this is a group with India, South Africa, West Indies, and the Chevrons. That alone for me.
Firstly, we did beat India last year. These are defending champions. We beat them at Harare Sports Club soon after the T20 World Cup.
Okay, a different squad.
John, just say
but we beat India.
Let's just say we were the first team to beat India.
To beat world champions.
Days after they were crowned the world champions.
Okay.
So if you did it before, we can do it again.
We did it again.
Okay, and that match is next week Thursday. Actually, yes. I think 3:30. And if my wish is correct, I will be here. We'll be live watching and then following the action. And you get everything as well you need as well on Beyond the Boundaries. So every single Thursday, it's going to be special. When I say unbeaten, I'm just asking Don Kuti to say the Chevrons are in the Super 8 unbeaten, 3 consecutive victories at a World Cup. It's never happened before in any format.
This is historic, to be honest.
This is historic, yeah?
You just want to put to give these guys a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's like what I've said. No one we underestimated in this tournament, and especially if you have to look just a warm-up game when we lost against Oman. The confidence maybe in most of the people went down, but that win against Oman, and we made a statement win against Australia. And Ireland, I think they were saved by the rains.
Okay.
Because with this, what we were doing, most obviously people said we should beat Ireland, then Sri Lanka, either way. But I told people that Sri Lanka, we've beaten them before. Right in their own backyard, and we're going to do it again. So this is very special and historic for Zimbabwe to proceed to the next round with a 100% record. And obviously, what you're taking that we've got South Africa, we've got West Indies, I'm still fancying our chances of progressing to the semi-finals. This will be a historic year for Zimbabwe cricket.
No, definitely.
I'll put my money on the table for this one.
Hey, there is a table here. You can go ahead and do so.
It's in that we're promoting betting.
I mean, the Chevrons jersey, it's got extra meaning. Eh? When you watch the Chevrons doing it so easily as well. I mean, I know you're worried, you're proud and everything as well, but you know when they win in this kind of style, Sri Lanka won the toss, decided to bat, first, and 179. I just want to talk about the total, break down everything that happened. 179, and we did it with 3 balls to spare. We chased it down with 3 balls to spare. With 6 wickets in hand. That was special.
Yeah, it was a special performance from the Chevrons. But truth be told, Ash, I think in the early stages we were kind of worried with how the Sri Lankans played, because they were playing in front of their home fans, and they seem to have started playing with a lot of freedom, especially with the player in Nishanka's caliber, a player who scored a century of 52 deliveries against Australia. So we thought It was a day.
Takaro was Australia, guys.
Yeah, but it's different.
It's not so special, guys. But we beat them.
Let us say quality. Only more serious note. Let us say quality that's Australia. Yeah, I know. But looking at the quality that Australia has and the quality that we have, and the way that he was just playing, I think it was difficult for the Zimbabwean bowlers to start, especially going up against a side that had over 46 runs in the first 4 overs. But we somehow managed to crawl back into the game. Kudos to Blessing Mzarabani, a man who keeps on getting the wickets, the much needed wickets for the Chevrons, and he's a blessing in disguise for the Chevrons boys. He's 151 wickets now, and also kudos to Brad Evans, 27 wickets in his last 20 innings for the Chevrons. That just says a lot about
Creamer. He did well today.
Graham Creamer also coming back, making sure that he adjusts well to a slow pitch that we were playing in and getting those much needed results. So I think for the Chevrons, we are delighted, and especially getting a positive result against Sri Lanka in their own backyard.
No, definitely. Look, if you're just joining us, this is Beyond the Boundary, and we are joyful, we're excited. Why? Because the Chevrons had done something special. Days ago, they did something special. Before that, against Oman, something special. A special side as well. They're giving us so much joy as well. Look, let's break it down here, because Sri Lanka won the toss, Don. They decided to bat first. And one thing I noticed, they made 178, right, for 7 in the end. But one thing I noticed is for the bowlers, Sikandar Raza opened the proceedings with the first over. It was him, right? Then Mzarabani came in. And then after that, I think they had Masagadza. Where Lee Masagadza also came in, and Brad as well. They seem to be rotating the bowlers or trying something new. Creamer came later on. Brian Bell also got a wicket as well. He came in. So is that something we'll see in the Super 8, maybe trying something for the future?
If I'm going to be honest, I watched the Zimbabwe bowling innings at the home of cricket, that is a Red Sports Club. So you'd see that everyone's very... And I shouldn't see about it, with the Raza opening the bowling.
First over.
And if you have to look at our first 3 overs, we butchered. The Sri Lankan guys were just too much for us. See, I think Raza considered about 10 runs. Then in came Zarabani, 10, is it 10 or 11? Then Masagaza 10. You'd see that within the first 3 overs, they were stated.
They were.
But talking about the toss, I think this was a baiting wicket, which this... looking at the power play, where Sri Lanka made about 61 runs for the loss of 1 wicket, I thought Sri Lanka were going to go for around 200, which was going to be very difficult for us to chase. But like what Tita said, that our bowling unit came in. But one thing which I'm impressed about with this Zimbabwean squad is the fielding. We've been doing very well in fielding. And I think kudos should be given to Stuart Matsikinya, who has been the fielding coach for this team. We've seen a lot of improvement in fielding. Because if I had to look at the statistics before the game, 14 catches, 1 was dropped, and the amount of fielding was just good. So I think the bowling and the fielding is what has made us to be where we are today.
Yeah, definitely speaks to commitment, dedication. I mean, just to fight and for every run. All right, so Sri Lanka made 187 for 7, right? Patam Nisanka. What do you have to say about him? He's I think it was only the second one to score a century, right? For Sri Lanka. That was against Australia. And then when he started doing what he was doing, I was thinking, your way. So but in the end, we got there as well. Just like Don said, at the end, I would talk about Brad Evans as well. I think from the 17th, 18th over, he stemmed some of those runs, finally got a wicket. But these special players, like Nisanka, when we face them, sometimes don't have a formula. Sometimes we do.
Yeah, indeed. When we face players well on form, at times we struggle to play against them. But for a person who's been watching the Chevrons since day one, I think we'll always have a solution to everything. If you look at how Graham Creamer managed to...
Yes.
If you look at how Graham Creamer managed to get a wicket off Nishanka, he saw the Medami. The first time he bowled a nice ball, then he just made sure that there was an extra bit of spin on that, extra bit of curve rather, on that ball. And he's a player that is on top of his game. He scored a century against Australia, like I said earlier on. And today he sent the Chevrons bowlers to the cleaners. He had 62 of around 41 balls, or 41 deliveries, a strike rate of 150. Yeah, but it's different. For Bennett, yes, he has been doing well, but for Nishanka, confidence, you get a century against Australia in your own hometown, then you get a half century against Zimbabwe. What else do you need? That's a confidence booster going into the Super 8. And you start your worried. Was kind of number one century.
You and who? I was worried.
I was worried. When Nisanka was in form, I was worried, yeah.
Especially with the start the Lankins had done, we were worried.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a solution to make sure that we match them. But as soon as we managed to get into our groove, and even if you look at how the game ended, at one point when we started losing my wickets, because we were thinking that maybe that mid order collapse but the boys managed to go beyond the boundary.
And definitely as well. Don,
yes.
Bear with us here, because I think it's this trauma and the scars of past performances, not World Cup, that makes some people nervous, because I want to talk about the consistency of this team. I love what they're doing at the World Cup, you understand, but in the run-up, not so much as well. And if you ask, I think it's a genuine question to ask, okay, where was this all along? You understand? I think it's a genuine one too, because we know the talent is there, but the results never matched what we thought they could achieve. But this is so special. I'm asking, where did this all come? Different environment. What are we doing? What's happening?
I'm going to be honest here in my mind in this one. If you have to look at Zimbabwe, I think thumbs up should be given to Zimbabwe cricket. The body led by obvious Betawenga Mkhuhlane, managing director Kifu Makoni. If we are to talk about cricket, we have so much of Test cricket in the last year, and with so much that is where cricket is learned in Test cricket. The confidence on all those shots. This is an accumulation of what we have done with the Test cricket in Zimbabwe. So we can talk about the amount of Test cricket that Zimbabwe has played in the last year. And these are just the same players that we have in the national team of the ODIs and the Test cricket. So obviously this was going to come. We're going to be where we are today. Okay. So this is all about the Test cricket, the amount of cricket that these guys have been exposed to. So obviously, this is where we should be.
Yeah,
going forward, if we are to look at our next FTP, we've got so much cricket. Watch out for 2027 when we are going to be hosting the World Cup here.
He's already looking at the next one as well. One thing, of course, about being in the Super 8 is that even for T20, 2028 will be there, right? At the next World Cup in Australia and in New Zealand, right? Yes. We'll be there as well. Consistency is just what we ask for, but they've been so special. All right, as an unbeaten side, I will keep saying this. This is wonderful.
Yes,
our bowling. That's our bowling.
That's effective.
Because we mentioned our bowlers as well. Graham Creamer, I was impressed. And I think he had a post-innings interview as well, just after Sri Lanka had finished batting. You're saying something about the slower ball, just the experience that he had, the exposure. I think that's something also that helped, because we needed breakthroughs at regular intervals. Mzarabani got one, Ryan Bell. I thought the second wicket, Ryan Bell, was very, very crucial as well. He came in, but the experience in the team, Don is talking about the number of matches we played, the mileage, the skill and everything as well. But the experience that they came in, I was not a fan initially of Creamer and Taylor coming back in as well. But I love as well the level of composure that they show as well, trying new things and getting the results. That was cool from Graham Creamer. What do you think?
Yeah, one thing that I always tell people about, one thing that is always said about experience rather, it's you cannot buy experience in the shop. For Graham Creamer is proof that he's one of the best bowlers that we have in the land. Look at his form in the domestic circles. Last season he was the top wicket taker rather, in the domestic circles, and just him coming back into the fold just says a lot. And I'm sure my bowlers at Tinawego, they will be learning a thing or two from Graham. If you look at the last game that we didn't have Skandaraza in against Australia, he was one of the players that were giving instructions to the other team, and that alone says a lot about a person who plays who cares about the pitch for Zimbabwe, who cares about getting the Chevrons over the line. And coming back to today's game, he noticed that the pitch, the playing surface was rather slow, so there was need to play the slow ball. And if you look at how he was bowling, yes, first of all, zvanga zvakaoma ambinge achirohwa, but paazodzoka pasecond over rake zvanga zvachinja, and you could see kuti munhu ati ane zvaaona nechiend zvazobatsira team yazongobatawo wina asina kutarisira vazhinji.
Definitely. Brad Evans, let's talk about the bowling lineup. Brad Evans and Blessing Mzarabani is now 9 wickets in this World Cup, right?
Yes.
He took 4, 3 and 2, right? For Brad, he took 2 today. That's 8 for him as well. And I was seeing an interesting stat, which I just heard the commentators were talking about. In the last 27 innings, Brad Evans has taken a wicket, at least a wicket. He took 2. I think in that over, Angaro for what, 17 runs. But you know what? The consistency. And for Brad, to know hyper it is much as we should. This is a special stat. Lasit Malinga is one player who's also done that.
Talking about Malinga, I think I was also impressed. But talking about Brad Evans, I think he's one of my best bowlers and intelligent players that we have in the bowling lineup of Zimbabwe. Because if you have to look at how his variations when he's bowling, the same as Mzarabani. Like those guys will notice that the pitch was a bit slow. If you have to look at some of the short balls, yes, it was knowing Brad Evans. At times it comes with a cost.
It's not economical.
Yeah, but he gets the wickets.
He gets the wickets.
But looking at that way we are talking about, that he got 2 wickets in those last 2 overs. To me, those wickets were not as important as what we had wished. Why? Because what we needed was to minimize the damage that the Sri Lankans were going to make to reach at 178. I think if he had minimized those 17 runs, we could have chased a modest target of maybe 150, 145 or so. But obviously, he got those wickets. Good for him that he has made it that impressive state. But obviously, we need him to be more economical, especially when it comes in the dead bowling.
No, definitely as well. He's 5th now on the rankings, right, for T20 for the bowlers, right?
Yes.
Has he done so silently, or have we all noticed? Because I know they're favorites in the team, and then there are also media favorites in the team also, right? And sometimes some achievements are magnified more than others. I'm just asking as well. 5th, has he snuck up on everyone and made it to number 5? Because he's been super consistent, but he hasn't matched the achievement.
I think he has been one player who has let his bowling do all the talking for him. Okay. Yes, people sometimes forget about him. He's a player who has been doing well for Rhinos in the domestic circles. He's a player that has been doing well for the Chevrons, but then it's all the injuries have been the major letdown for him, and now he's back, ranked 5th in the world at the present moment. That alone says a lot about him as a player, and I think it's now high time we put him in the same bracket that we always put placing Mzarabani and Richard Ngarawa in. He's one of our best bowlers and possibly one of our best death bowlers if we need someone to take over. John, you might say that he's not economical, but pani pamwe pekuti he gets my crucial wickets at the crucial time. Variation yake. No, variation yake mdeath ndo chinja soda ichocho.
But I consider my runs aita. But that ndio angatora game.
But one
if I look at it, ndio angatora game
for a simbola zvagara untongorowa. Chakazokosha manje yawo nayo kuti asi yanayo kusiyanisa yanayo kusiyanisa kwanoti apa wanyorowa pana mapeto unofana kumbosunga sezvaanoita iye. Because tinotoziva chinhu wani paevery game ratinotamba isusu tinoziva kuti Brad anobuda ne 1 or 2 wickets.
But mawickets acho ngatimatoreka mupower play.
But when you have a player like that, you can't say you're not good assured, nothing is guaranteed. But when you have a player like that, he's consistent enough. I mean, that's not every team can have that kind of.
But I see this in a two-way thing. That yes, he gets the crucial wickets. Yeah. But what I think going forward, what he needs to work is on his economy. But at the end of the day, is what counts the most. So I think he's a good bowler. He's very been consistent. Like what I was saying, that if you have to look at his consistency, he did well. He was one of those key players that made sure that we are this World Cup in where we are getting such big results.
Yeah.
And then going attention my comments are via social media. Pani Simbarashi Jalan, he says this is the only serious team in Zimbabwe right now.
Right now?
Yes, the only serious team.
What is it right now in February or the last year?
Then Kurairi Chimwadi says, well played, guys. I think everyone is happy with how the team has been performing. Patricia, congratulations, the Chevrons. Admire Mnowe, you watched the whole match. It was a beautiful team effort.
I watched the whole match. You have to. When the Chevrons are playing like this, you can't just sneak in and say, oh, papi. And you see Raza going on like, all right. And then you switch something. There are times, when you don't pay attention for the whole match, but you do so today as well. Look, this was out to focus on the bowling especially as well, but on the batting, Sikandar Raza today, 5 runs short of a half century, but he came in and did a job. That acceleration as well, that's what we needed. And Raza, those boundaries and everything, they got us over the line today, don't they?
I think Raza got us over the line like what he has always done. But you have to give credit to our opening partnership of Brian Bennett and obviously they call him the Lord Marumani. He has been someone who has been doing the job for Zimbabwe in this World Cup and just before. Yes, obviously Raza is experienced enough. He has played in these conditions before, whether these are the T20 leagues and everything. He knows what he does. And is someone who is always at the right place at the right time when we need him. He delivers.
Okay, yeah.
So he did obviously as a captain. He should have led from the front end. And good for us and good for him that he did it today. And obviously going to be facing West Indies on Monday, which we need just to push again. We now need him more.
It could have been a half century, not to be though.
Yeah, it could have been a half century for him, but I was impressed with how he played.
Yeah.
He knew that he needed to lead from the front as a captain. Those boundaries that he had, especially going up against some of the best ranked bowlers in the world.
4 sixes.
Yeah, that alone says a lot about Sikandar as a player who's always hungry to make sure that Zimbabwe wins. And I'm super happy for him as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I know with his performance today, Mangwana will know that you'll be the first in the world again. And God to get up and pagi.
Papa Maurand.
Pagi
And because after Oman he took 1 for 17 and that's all he needed and he went back to number 1. So this 45 surely you should go back to number 1.
And then John pane imwe comment yawe yakamirira iwewe. Anzi aikona kutamba neropa rawakomana. I'm sure you've heard this statement.
I've heard the song as well.
Yeah. So it's Colin Nyandima who's just celebrating the Chevrons win, saying aikona kutamba neropa rawakomana. He just knows kuti Chevrons anozongopedza vanhu vasina kukuta. Yeah, and then there's a comment from Malvis Churugwi. He says Varima, especially Munyonga, knowing what to do per last minute when people expected the most.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to comment about.
Tony Munyonga.
Yeah, the nerves, especially with needing 10 runs from 8 balls. I think he had the nerves. Yeah, the nerves, and thumbs up should be given to Tony Munyonga. He did what he was supposed to do as a power hitter, and
that 6 in the final over.
That was great for him. He did well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but just looking at the overall Chevrons performance, I think we should give credit to Courtney Walsh, with the bowling department, as well as Dion Ibrahim, especially with the batting department. So we have seen a different Tadiwa Nashimarumani, a player who's playing with confidence. Even Rage Chiza akangosvika imwe region, so switch off, but those the short selection that he has, we last saw him achirwa maswipa kudhara, but izvozvi maswipa
I think he has grown in confidence. He has been doing very well.
Yeah,
especially with the Brian Bennett. I think Zimbabwe has now found a good opening partnership at the top, which should give us something better.
Yeah, definitely. Today, comparing with Australia for Marumani, today looked like a bit more composed and mature. He understood. I mean, that opening set of 69 laid a good foundation. But it says Longotor. People think when he gets into the 30s and then he's gone. But he does what he needs to do. I mean, these, like you say, it's a good opening combination that we have now. Brian Bennett will be more patient. When Tadiwa starts doing what he does, Bennett knows his role as well in there. And they support each other, which is nice. They know how to rotate the strike. Yeah, which I think is good. Marumani played well. 34 from 26, 5 fours, 1 6.
Yeah. The Lord doing the Lord's work. Money just coming to the party. I think this is something that we have always been praying for as a nation. Yeah. When Tadiwa Nashimarumani finally steps up and gives us something to smile about. And we've seen a different Tadiwa Nashimarumani this time around in the 3 games that he has played. Especially against quality opposition, you play against Australia, you get over 20 runs as an opening better. That alone says a lot, and you correct that, and you come back again. You play against the home side in their own backyard. You get 34. You get a massive 6, especially against facing some of the best bowlers in the world. And he's a player who's currently enjoying his game. And I'm confident that when you play against the West Indies, South Africa, or even India, you'll give us something that we need. We are only hoping that he's supposed to get that half century.
No, definitely someone who's getting half centuries, though, Brian Bennett. I mean, and he's unbeaten in all three of his innings. Oman, and then Australia was a half century. I say Oman, I think somebody stole his runs from him. I don't know, but then you got against Australia. He's unbeaten, Don. And I want to stress on that because that's where our foundation is. I feel like we can chase down any total as long as Brian Bennett stays at the crease.
Yeah, it's not about yes, done well.
Yeah.
If you have to look again back. Was I'm going to look back at the qualifiers where this foundation was set at the qualifiers. He had so many men of the matches that he took during that tournament. And he has carried, he's one of those consistent batters that we have, especially at the top. And like what you're saying, that as long as he's in there, then we're guaranteed to chase in total. But we have to talk about the support that he has, like from yes, Maruman, like what we're saying, that when he gets into the 30th zone, I'm not sure what happens to him, but obviously the foundation that these two would have set would be good enough to chase in total. You've got Ryan Bell, Epawa Hita, you've got Raza, you've got Munyonga, Dion Myers.
I thought you were going to skip him. You don't skip Dion.
Yes,
because there's some out there. They're also skipping in the betting lineup.
I know. Obviously, today what we needed most was these guys who are big hitters. We are not. Would not take time maybe to adjust it to this. We had little time to adjust it, considering that the target that we were chasing. So I'm quite happy for Brian Bennett. He's been one of our consistent opening batters, and this is one thing that Zimbabwe has lacked for a long time, especially at the top.
Definitely
a solid partnership, yeah.
And we finally have it, 69 for that opening stand, right? And then after that, Ryan Bell came in. He's now betting. I'd never seen Ryan Bell bet so high up in the order as well. I think Australia, it happened, right?
Yeah.
And then that was the first time I saw it. I don't know whose call that was. It was a very good call. They've stuck with it. It's a very good idea as well. This is something we should see, right, in the Super 8.
Yeah, it's something that we should see more often, especially that left-right partnership that they've been doing. If you noticed, we've got a left-handed batsman as well as a right-handed batsman opening the batting for the Chevrons. And when Chadon Nashimaruman comes off, we know that it's Ryan Bell who's coming to replace him so that it continues. Brian Bennett feels safe, especially knowing that he's partnering with someone who's left-handed. So that exchange it has been paying dividends for the Chevrons, and we are today going into the Super 8 unbeaten. I think it's been something that's especially from my Chevrons. Yes, vanombo win as well, but
World Cup. Don't. This could be life-changing. This could be life-changing. I mean, we were talking about winning at the World Cup, the exposure. Brian Bennett Angashai might be. I'm just thinking about it and saying the opportunities that come after this as well. We're not just winning, we're beating quality opposition with actually the good audience and viewership as well. You know, we're playing in Sri Lanka in a full stadium as well. But you know what? We made an impression, you understand? We're going to play India on Thursday. Probably the biggest audience we can ever get, because I see India Harai Sports Club.
No, India.
India. Kuna Bumrah Ripo. I didn't the team yesterday. You understand? I'm just saying, it's not just a win. This could actually, they could realize something more than this.
Yeah. Maybe before I go to that answer about Brian Bennett, about the viewership, if I had to look at how Raz has performed at these major tournaments, it comes with the exposure. If you had to look, Raz has played in almost every T20 league that we have. Yeah. So when it comes to T20, it's done well with the experience, the exposure. And with what Bennett has done, obviously, all the eyes will be on Zimbabwe. If I had to look at the teams that have gone through to the Super 8, we are going to be team the underdogs. And obviously, everyone will be seeing. So this is an opportunity for our players to make sure that they get into these Super Leagues, to get attraction for them to get into the Super Leagues. And I can assure that this is a life-changing moment for Brian Bennett, and even for Tadua Marumani. He has made his point now.
Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, there's a response to what you just said. When you said we are the underdogs, Tanaka Chikumbo says we are no longer underdogs. He's convinced that the guys might bring back the trophy.
Hey, he's convinced.
I can agree with him. Both I remember on Friday when we beat Australia. the anthem was at Centurion was and it's coming home. So
well, you never know. Look, we are. Let's look at our prospects. West Indies on Monday, India on Thursday, then South Africa following Monday. And Super 8. If you are going to take the trophy, bring it home, it's coming home.
Yeah, but
are these thoughts we should entertain, or let's just have fun, enjoy the moment, and just enjoy what the Chevrons are doing now?
We should entertain.
These are thoughts we should entertain.
Yes,
we can bring it home.
Especially
choose one stress.
No,
choose one stress. If you set my standards and she started to
musati maenda kodya standard rari baba.
Saturday was going to play it simple and see what happens.
And we are special. When zvataita nditi.
But it was
takwa just then.
No, because
let's continue with what we've been doing. Let's play it as simple as and see what tomorrow holds for us.
And more importantly, let's enjoy.
Yeah, let's enjoy. Yeah.
But Team League great big boys, guy. The only group that has got unbeaten teams, and it's also here. We are one country. Pane minana inozongoitika. Because you might play against against India when you get a positive result against the West Indies in our first game. Because truth be told, West Indies are true face. It's not the same West Indies.
Although they beat England, right? In the first game. Yeah.
England got cap engaged.
Yes, Nepal, Italy.
But there's one thing that we should also put into consideration about when I support your argument that it's something that we should entertain. T20 is just unpredictable.
Thank you very much.
So yes, you can entertain.
The Chevrons are even more unpredictable.
Yeah.
Than the T20.
In a positive way?
Yes, they have surprised me.
They
are surprised. They're surprising everyone as well. I'm just saying as well. All right, there's something I will ask you guys. This match, it had no bearing on Super 8.
Yeah, it did.
We won, and officially we're top of the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. But we're still going into a group with India, South Africa, and the West Indies.
Boys.
I did the big boys. I did Unbeaten and everything. Right? So we have our fringe players. Let's call them. I had the chance to play. I did not end up my poster. Ben Karen in T20. I don't know. They are there. They were there. You flew them there. Madande, I don't know. I'm saying, was this not also an occasion? I know we won. I know it's very good. I'm just saying, you may not get another kind of luxury like this to try out some players, or at least give them debuts at a World Cup.
No.
Wasn't this the day?
No, what I think, if you look at the momentum that the Chevrons had, sometimes it's very psychological. If you are going to break that and try new combinations, what you need is the confidence going forward. So if we're going to try some other players, then we're going to lose this match, then the confidence will go back to a low. So this was important that we keep on the winning team so that they continue doing what they do. Obviously, when we get into Monday, we are still high on confidence, beating Sri Lanka, beating Australia, getting these results. So I think it was a wise decision made by the technical team to continue with this winning team.
Yes, the same side that played against Australia.
Yes.
No changes as well. That you don't change a winning team.
You don't change a winning team.
Even when you have a luxury of saying, we can afford to.
No, you can't change a winning team.
You can't.
Yeah. It just disrupts the whole formula.
When do they get their chance? I mean, Chevrons is so tough to even make your debut sometimes as well. Because, I mean, even against quality opposition, never mind that as well. Some of the series that we play, you'll still see the big guns playing, even it's not a major tournament. But again, just asking, in such situations,
but again, on that one, actually, I think with what is happening, it gives us a wide selection, and it's going to improve the play of Zimbabwe because everyone will be fighting for that jersey. So let's stick with what we have at the moment. So these guys should know that a jersey to put on that badge that Tawa is putting on, it has to be earned.
Just to be earned?
Yes, it has to be earned.
Okay. All right. So on Monday, it is Super 8. It's going to be fun, right? West Indies, and then, of course, India on Thursday, and then South Africa as well. And I can't wait for that based on the performance of the Chevrons now. It's been so super. It's been amazing as well. So, yes, it is beyond the boundary. And like I said, next week, Thursday, we'll be back. This is our weekly cricket podcast. We'll be back, and I have a feeling against India. Ball by ball.
3:30.
Ball by ball.
We'll be connected to put a small screen behind that they will be screening the game.
Because we need that, because at the occasion, I keep harping on about the opportunities and everything as well, because Super 8 was a dream Super 8 was a target, yes. I know Raza said ultimate goal. Maybe you win a World Cup. I'm not told ultimate goal. You understand? But Super 8 was a dream, and you get there and you're going to play against the best sides, the unbeaten sides. So we enjoy it, and we have to savor every moment. Because of the team, and I'm hoping after this consistency comes in. But I'm also tentative to say I don't know when this occasion will come again. But I'm hoping it will at a major tournament. So I'm just saying we must enjoy every moment and not load the team. Yeah,
I think this is the start of good things coming ahead.
Okay, but there are good things on Monday. There are good things next week. I'm saying on the good things next week, how much should we savor the fact that we're playing the Super 8 against some of the top sides in the world? Without thinking about anything else, the pressure, the targets, everything. I mean, that on its own, it's got to be a 7 days. A special kind of 7 days that probably very few would have predicted this year.
Yeah, very few. And I think, obviously, maybe starting the game against West Indies, I think Zimbabwe's chances of winning that game. Mm-hmm. Maybe I think the opposition is going to give us maybe difficulties should be India. But on South Africa and West Indies, I think we can give them a good run of their money.
Okay.
And for now, I'm not looking forward to winning the cup or the final. But what I believe is a semi-final spot is something which is sure for Zimbabwe.
No, definitely. We're moving to India now. We've been playing in Colombo. We beat the host in Colombo. It was a good atmosphere, right? We actually played with the crowd, not with us, but in there, right? And I think we dealt with it well. Against India, it's going to be the same thing. Now we're moving to India. The conditions are different. The stadiums are different. The pitch is different. But our team is still very, very confident in the momentum. What do you think? They'll be able to adjust well?
Yeah, definitely they will be able to adjust well, and maybe continue riding on the same wave of form that they've been riding on, despite the fact that we are going to the Mecca of cricket. We are going to the home of cricket, and obviously we know that when it comes to the numbers, it should be Zimbabwe against the world. But definitely the boys would just try to make sure that they will make sure the whole nation is happy, the whole nation is proud of them. And for Iwo, some of the players just getting a chance to play in India is a big chance, because we don't go there very often, and some of our players have never played in the IPO before, so they don't have the experience of playing in India. So they will just try to leave a mark whenever they get to the field of play. Whenever be it we are playing against the West Indies, be it we are playing against India, be it we are playing against South Africa, they'll just make sure that they'll grab the opportunity and show that there is a Tatenda Maposa who plays in Zimbabwe. There's a Wellington Masagadza who's a bowling all-rounder for Zimbabwe. There's a Brian Bennett who has the dream of playing in the IPO. So that alone, getting a chance to play in India is more of an advantage for the Chevrons, because they'll be using that platform to make sure that they market themselves.
I like that as well. It's going to be an occasion. Don, same side, no changes or barring any injuries, of course. But Monday, same side. This is the same side we're going to get against Australia.
Just come in from what I was saying about the atmosphere and everything. I think the guys that went to Australia to support Zimbabwe have given us a good thing, and they've supported this team so well. If I had to look at the matches, the screens always on these Zimbabwean supporters doing their thing, and they are going to make their mark even in India. You see what they've done. They've really done well for us as a country. They've flown the flag very high. But maybe talking about just coming into the technicalities of this, if you are to see what they've commented, have been saying is about the fields in Sri Lanka have got big boundaries.
Yeah.
But now we have to adjust. Tactically, we have to adjust, because these are the grounds where IPO is played. Mm-hmm. So we have to make sure that we do well and try to reduce those, to give these guys an opportunity to score big runs in India.
I'm just thinking of that when you said those pitches. Raza hit 601 meters. Yeah. So that, I think, that's the longest one as well. He has muscled it. And that was special. I need more of that as well next week.
And I believe with what Brian Bennett has been doing, with what Bale can do, with what Maruman can do, with what Raza can do, and obviously Tony Mnyonga is a big hitter, we can challenge those guys, because these are big hitters that we have, and with those small boundaries in India, we are short of some sixes from Zimbabwe. It's not going to be an easy for these teams.
Yeah, but I think going into India now, it's going to be a different ball game altogether. My targets will be different from 170, 180 dangatajera ku Sri Lanka, because India, if you've noticed, my games are machinji. If people set a target of 220, they'll go home and try. And for us, manji, we should adjust now. We should be wary of how we select our shots, we should know how we chase my games. Because India, if a team sits two twinned, and for my Chevrons, knowing my Chevrons in the games that we've played at a Red Sports Club or even in previous games, any target above 190, 198, in a difficult one to chase. But I'm just hoping, Kuti, that's something that the technical team will just try and hammer into the boys. Because game Rasian, we are starting from scratch. Yes, we've been winning my games before. We had a win against Australia, but the ball game is now different. We're playing in the Super 8s, a new stage for us. It's first time there. Obviously, for a team that has been winning, the fans back home will be expecting a lot from the guys. But I'm just happy Kuti, some of our boys now have a chance to go up against some of the best players in the world, because it's not going to getting to see Richard Ngarava bowling against Virat Kohli, maybe getting a wicket from Virat Kohli is something that he has always been wishing for, getting a chance to play against India in their own home background.
Oh, definitely. Bumrah to Bennett. Hey!
Of Arua 6.
It's going to happen.
Yeah?
It's going to happen.
Mzarabani to Kisha Nisha.
But talking about Mzarabani, maybe he's been a net bowler for these guys, we India. He's been part and parcel.
But now he's now showing what they were missing out on. Because he's in form. Exactly. He's enjoying his game. Before, but now he's a different player. And I've noticed something since the coming in of Courtney Walsh. Some of our bowlers are now enjoying their game. You look at Richard Ngarawa, he's enjoying his game. Brad Evans, he's enjoying his game. Even look at Anna Graham, he's come back national team. Yes, but you can now see it is a different bowler. Experience here, Agui Shandisa with what he has been learning. You look at Wellington Massagat, he's one person who Kuti national team. People started to criticize him, but now he's proving that he deserves to be in that team.
Oh, definitely. All right. In case you're wondering, here's your schedule. So you plan your week next week. West Indies, Zimbabwe, 3:30. Yeah. So I don't know. Make sure you're near a screen somewhere. That's on Monday, and then on Thursday as well, it will be at 3:30. Zimbabwe versus India. So you know, tune in there, tune in here beyond the boundary. I think we'll be here and we'll be telling you what's happening as well. And then South Africa, that'll be next week, Monday, right? Monday, the 1st of March. I think the first day of March. That will be at 11:30 a.m. So just in case you were wondering, when, what time? These are times that we'll be ready for them. So guys, it's been special. About the high, I think we'll talk for hours here, but even about the Chevrons, everything they've done. They've just been surprising, pleasantly surprised. Yes, that it don't just your final word celebrate. Or we can clap again. I guess I don't know. We can do whatever we want as well. But 3 consecutive victories at a major tournament. For me, that's the thing that's going to stick for me as well, because it's not just any 3 sides. It's Sri Lanka in their backyard. It's Australia as well. There's Oman as well too, who we were not sure what was going to happen in the first game.
As well as Ireland were served by the
Okay, in Ireland as well, if you want to. You know what? But it's been special, and I've just enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, it has been a special edition for the Zimbabwe. For us as Zimbabwe, like if we were to see how we've performed in this World Cup, it gives us hope. It gives us everything to believe in this year, in these guys. And obviously, what you're saying, which I would agree with, is that. It seems now we have a complete unit in the technical department where each and everyone has been playing his part in terms of the bowling, the fielding, the batting, the psychology of these guys going to the game. We've seen a lot of improvement in confidence. So I would say I'm still fancying chances of a semi-final. Then we'll get beyond the boundary. When the final, it should bring it home.
It should be fun in India town. Can we do something special? We're done with Sri Lanka. We are done. We've conquered that one in India. Something special.
Teams? It was India, was it South Africa? Final.
It wasn't.
The T20 final.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if India South Africa was the semi or the final. Yeah, we'll check that.
Yeah, but coming to what you said, I think the first part of goal is, for me, I'm happy that at least in my qualifiers going into the 2028 World Cup.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
an struggled.
I'm glad we're no longer.
The T20. It's unpredictable. we knocked out Uganda. And if you have to see what these associates have been doing, see what Nepal did to England. They gave them a good run of their money. So I'm happy that you are already there in the next
I'm
World Cup
glad,
in
no
2020.
disrespect, but I'm
We have a
glad.
starting point, yeah.
I'm glad we're not playing Uganda and then Rwanda and then what have you anymore. we are okay with that as well. But
Nigeria,
just like you were saying as well, this is a step up, new levels.
Yeah, new levels for the Chevrons, new levels for us as a nation. Unfortunately, we won't be able to host my qualifiers, but then the boys now have an auto ticket to the 2028 World Cup. That means 3 consecutive World Cups for the Chevrons. 2026, we played in one against. We're just taking part in one.
Yeah.
Next year, we'll be co-hosting one, and 2028 we'll be playing one. And obviously, when we go into 2028, people will have a different view of Zimbabwe. They won't see us as underdogs.
2028,
yes.
Now they have a different view of Zimbabwe.
But just going into the next cycle, I think the Chevrons have managed to do is set a foundation of maybe just showing that the qualities are some more back in quotes. Back in quotes.
There's no quotes. They are back. Yeah.
Where we belong.
Yeah.
We've shown that we are a full member nation.
Yes. The difference between boys and men, especially getting those those 2 big wins in the group. But for us as a nation, I think yes, we've been given something to rejoice in by the Chevrons, but then we shouldn't put much pressure on them going into as they now travel to play in India. Yes, they are going to play against some of the big boys, but we should just be happy that the boys managed to cross the line and play in the Super 8 for the very first time, and it's something that we can build for the future. Yeah, knowing that a Super 8 finish and they're after missing out on the last edition of the T20 World Cup, coming back, getting into the Super 8, maybe sets the tone for the next World Cup. Possibly we might be playing in the semi-finals in 2028.
No, definitely.
Not now.
Yeah. You never know. Could be now. So, guys, as we close now, just seeing some messages now, even on social media, right? I'm seeing this one that Tanaka Chirimuta says we won South Africa. And whether they are an avid cricket follower or they're casual cricket for South Africa and Zimbabwe, to him means yes. If we beat them, he enjoys that. So you understand that there's so many ways you can look at these next matches as well, because we have the confidence.
And obviously, maybe as we were just round up, our games against South Africa, whether it's handball, whether it's football, whether it's cricket, it's just a derby. It's a derby.
It is.
So you are going to see, you would find that our game against West Indies will not be as tense as that one against South Africa. Yeah,
definitely. I like that as well. Let's take the final comments as well, just as we close down. We're seeing anything on social media.
All right. There is a comment from Tinashi Tinas Mkwadas who says, guys, Radadisa, Iri, well done, Raz and the guys. And then Reason Nogwe comes back with another comment saying, Manfadza boys. Betha Machikochi says, very happy, sure, for the boys. And then Gift Mzongo Bakali says, brr.
You know, the Chevrons they definitely have been special as well. Today it was a 6-wicket win over the host Sri Lanka. Now we move on to India. It's West Indies on Monday 3:30, India on Thursday 3:30, and of course South Africa next week Monday the 1st of March, right, at 11:30. It's been great, from Don, from Dawa, and from me, Ash. Thank you for tuning in to Beyond the Boundary. We're back next week Thursday during India and Zimbabwe. It's going to be special as well, and hopefully the Chevrons will give us more memories, more special moments as well. So let's stay tuned, of course, on our social media pages across the Zim Papers stable as well, and then you can catch the action as well. Beyond the Boundary, we're done for today. Catch you next week.